have that attitude of no one can shake your confidence. If you have that attitude, trust me, you are going to go find this life thing. Oh my gosh, zitshele, because uyitshela saves you from a lot of BS. Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel where we get with the medium of exchange, honey. Yes. Now, before we get into any serious business, first things first, introduce myself. My name is Siviwe Dlamini, for those of you who are new here, and I am Miss Get with the medium of exchange, and you are welcome to our space. Now, before we get into any serious business, it is imperative that I make sure that all house rules have been followed. House rules being, have you liked, have you commented, and have you subscribed? If not, please do make sure that you do so below before we get into the nitty-gritty of today's video. And to all my returning subscribers, hello, hi guys, I am back with a sit-down video this time around. I hope you guys are good. I hope that you guys are well. I'm guessing you guys already know what I will be discussing in today's sit-down video based off of today's title. Today I present to you guys my handbook, my hand guide to being a fine babe. So I think basically fine babe 101 according to me. Quick disclaimer, the views and opinions expressed in this video are that of me and me alone. Okay? Don't come for me, don't send for me. If you agree with whatever you agree with, comment below. If you don't, let me know what it is that you sort of have an argument against. Please take what you want to take, don't take what you don't want to take. Really, each to their own. But this is really just me contributing to society, I guess, by sharing my viewpoints on what it is that makes one a fine babe. Now, I know that I'm using the term fine babe, but also I want for the gents to know that some of the tips, if not all of them, actually do apply to them as well. So don't feel left out. If you do feel left out, don't feel left out. I am just going to be using the term fine babe a lot because it is in my vocabulary. It is something that I am. So me being a fine babe, I am going to speak on what it is that I am because I know best. Do you understand? Don't feel left out. Don't feel like the tips that I'm sharing in this video only apply to females. It applies to everyone. If you're a human and you want to be fine, this applies to you. I know there are people that might be asking, oh, but Siviwe, what more is there to being a fine babe apart from the obvious, which is obviously looking good, smelling good, dressing well, right? There are actually quite a few things that I personally feel could be added onto that list, because I personally feel like people need to understand and acknowledge that being a fine babe is not just a one-day thing or a 1 hour thing or an when I'm outside thing. To me personally, it's an attitude, it's a mindset, it's a lifestyle. So there's a lot more involved with being a fine babe, at least an authentic fine babe, other than the physical, right? Now you may be asking, what is that? Personally, energy, your aura, literally just umoya wako, honestly, quite frankly, because it is who you are, right? That is your brand. And I personally feel if something is your brand, you should live, breathe, eat, pray it. It's you, it's a part of you. So leading me to my first point, and I feel like this point is probably one of the most important when it comes to being a fine babe, being the complete fine babe package, and that is carry yourself with I am that girl mentality. Have an I am that girl mentality. I am about my business, I stand on business, and I know my story. Trust me, even if in reality you probably don't. Literally, this is probably just one of those situations where it's fake it till you make it. Believe that you do know your story, finesse it. Find a way to finesse it, but don't jump inside. Don't let it show that you are somewhat unsure of your story. But if you carry yourself with that energy, trust and believe people around you are going to be forced to address you and to treat you accordingly. And I personally just feel like going around and carrying yourself with that sort of energy also sort of acts as like a process of elimination when it comes to, you know, the people that are fit enough to come into your space. You somewhat automatically eliminate time wasters from entering your space or even step into you. That's my belief. I'm not saying that it works 100% of the time, because you will get chances, but trust me, 98% of the time you have immediately somehow eliminated time wasters. That's another thing. Fine babes do not knowingly place themselves in positions where their time will be wasted, okay? Because we understand that time is a precious commodity to us. There's a lot of things that need to be done, people to be seen, things to be done, goals to be met. So we are fully aware that time is of the essence. Time is a scarce commodity, it's a precious commodity, and it's something that we do not go around wasting, at least knowingly. Another thing about being a fine babe, have a pleasant aura. I feel like just your energy, your spirit, because energies never lie. So your energy, your spirit, just your aura needs to exude fine babe. Now, someone might be asking, okay, but how do I go about doing that? Be friendly. There's nothing more off-putting than someone who is unnecessarily rude, especially unprovoked. Being unnecessarily rude right off the bat is just an instant turn off, and that is something that fine babes do not entertain. Especially my girlies, I need for us to be a lot friendlier, a lot nicer to each other. This whole mean girl attitude mentality wave that some people have going on, it is not cute at all. So I feel like it is very, very, very important that, you know, let's be for each other. Let's be for each other. Let's love on each other, and, you know, be a unit, man. Girl power. What happened to that? What happened to that? Now, I'm not saying go around being in cahoots with everybody, but unless there is a valid reason to sort of bring out your catty side, don't. That's just me. That's just my opinion. So have a beautiful aura, have a positive aura, you know, even if it calls for you to have to go for an aura cleansing or something. There's no point in you looking fine, but the energy that you exude is, oh my gosh, repulsive. Oh my gosh, get me away from this person. Oh my gosh, I cannot stand to be in the same space as this person. Oh my gosh, I'm going to lose my mind. There's no point. And I know that there might be someone out there that's like, but how do I walk around with I'm that girl mentality but be friendly? Trust me, very possible. It is very possible to have that sort of mentality without having to come across as condescending, or without having to come across as someone who is actively trying to bring other people down. And the reason why I say actively trying to bring people down is because there are some instances where you carry yourself with that I'm that girl mentality and walk into a space and people might automatically think, oh my gosh, Zitshele, because Uyitshela saves you from a lot of BS. Believe you me, oh my goodness, I cannot emphasize how much BS Uyitshela saves you from. Literally, you see a situation, you reflect, and you actually like, actually that doesn't align with my brand, and you remove yourself from it. if there's one thing you ever learn from me, I'm not saying overdo it, but very, very important to know yourself, man. Know yourself, know your worth, know what it is that you bring to the table. Be about you and your business. Don't actively try to make other people around you feel small. If they feel small around you and you're genuinely just being yourself, you're not actively going about trying to bring them down, trying to make them feel small, it's on them. It has nothing to do with you. You know what you're about. You know your business. You know what time it is. So don't fret. It's really all on them, and that's just something that they just need to deal with on their own, in their own time, in their own space. Another thing when it comes to being a fine babe, knowing how to speak to people, delivery and tone is everything when it comes to everything, literally. So if you don't know how to address people, you don't know how to treat people, you don't have common courtesy, you're not a fine babe. You're not a fine babe. You don't qualify to be a fine babe. So exempt you from that equation. Thank you, thanks. Another point I feel like is important: being grounded and being rooted. Being grounded in whether it be at your spirituality, your faith, your religion, or something that you just believe in, something that gives you some sort of purpose. I feel like with you being grounded, it means that you somewhat sort of have a solid grasp on who it is that you are or who it is that you're trying to be. So with that being said, if you're someone that's grounded in faith or spirituality, you have a moral compass. There's no way that you can be grounded and you do not have a moral compass. And that is really what I'm just trying to get to. Have a moral compass. Trust me, having a moral compass saves you from so much despair, trauma, tragedy, tremors, everything that is just not in alignment with being a fine babe. It just saves you from that. Why do I say that? Because having a moral compass, I feel like if you have one, you're able to tell when to remove yourself from certain situations or when to not even involve yourself in certain situations, because it goes against your morals. It goes against your morals, and if it goes against your morals, why are you doing it? Because that's not what we stand for. That is not what you stand for. So why are you doing it? Especially in the society where people have no moral compass at all. They will do any and everything possible, even if it's inhumane, to achieve whatever it is that they want to achieve. And for me personally, I feel like that is something that as a fine babe I cannot do. At the end of the day, I am human. I do have a heart. I do have compassion. And if what it is that I'm wanting to achieve or what it is that I'm wanting to attain brings grief, trauma, and all of those sorts of things to the next party, is it really worth it? Like, is having inyembezi zomuntu, for example, on my shoulder really worth it? Because am I going to enjoy what it is that I've now attained? I don't know if maybe it's just me and my spiritual side sort of tapping in, creeping in, but that's just my belief. I'd much rather have something I'd much rather have something or attain something without inkulu. I always say to myself, if something comes my way and it goes against my morals or it challenges my moral compass, it's not for me. It's not for me. It's a test from the ops to, I guess, see how far I'll go, but it's not for me. And that's just sort of like the mentality that I just always go into things with, that if it's something that really challenges my moral compass, doesn't align with my brand, it's not in my calendar or my agenda. I think this is my final pointer to being a fine babe. Guys, love yourselves. Love yourselves. Take care of yourselves. Look out for yourselves, because at the end of the day, no one really has you the way that you have you. And you being a fine babe means that you are also comfortable in being by yourself, and you're comfortable in doing you without having to be concerned about what other people have to say, what other people have to do, and stuff like that. So very, very important with being a fine babe, with just being a human in general. Love yourself. Love other people, yes, but love yourself more. Oh my word. Invest in yourself. You know, if you take care of yourself, you look good, you feel good, you do good. You know, as cliche as it is, it's true. It really is true. So yeah, that's just me with my few pointers on how to be a fine babe, apart from the obvious looking, feeling, and smelling good. I really, really hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope there are a few tips and pointers that you guys will implement in your journey to being a fine babe. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. And yeah, if you found this video to be somewhat insightful, please do let me know below in the comments. And I guess until next time, from me to you with love.